Recently, wins have been as hard to come by as a waterfall in the desert. But now an oasis, as in PNC Park. If the Bucks want to stay relevant, now would be the time. Tonight they open a 10-game homestand, a chance to stack up some wins. Because if they want to stay in the race, they've got to pick up the pace.
It is a beautiful night for baseball, a beautiful night to come back and start a 10-game homestand. Joey Votto and the Reds in town taking on Jordy Mercer and the Pittsburgh Pirates, the first of a 3-game series against their National League Central Division rivals, the Redlegs. Buccos start of a 10-game homestand. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk as the Pirates hoping to get back on track. They had the win the other day. They had the off day yesterday. Jamison Tyone kind of set the stage, Bob, for what hopefully will be a nice run. And Chad Kuhl trying to do the same. He's on the mound tonight for the Pirates.
Yeah, you know, Tyone, I think he really showed the way. He got that great start and got that win that we desperately needed. Well, now it's Chad Kuhl's turn to go out there. He's been pitching very well of late. He likes pitching against the Cincinnati Reds, so I'm banking on a good start from Chad. 6-7 innings of maybe giving up maybe 2 runs or so, and we come away with 2 wins in a row, something that we haven't done in a while.
And you see that ERA just over 3 over his last 7 starts. Pirates against the National League Central Division overall 15-14, but as you can see, since the first 4 series, they've kind of fallen on hard times.
Yeah, that's another reason why it's important for us to get on a little bit of a roll. We got all these guys coming into town, 6 games in a row, 3 of them with Milwaukee down the road. We got to get on a little bit of a winning streak.
Looking forward to seeing that happen tonight as Chad Kuhl and the Bucks look to make it a dark night for the Cincinnati Reds and Matt Harvey. The Buccos and the Reds are coming up next. Test, test, test. Talking. 1, 2, 3. Talk.
1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
answer your call. Me, big enough, I know. You don't know. You just step right to the face of rock and roll. Yeah.
Friday Night Rocks on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Iron City Beer. Pittsburgh is built with iron. And we're back home for the start of a 10-game homestand. And it is Friday Night Rocks. Tomorrow an afternoon game 4:05 and then 1:35 on Sunday afternoon before the Brewers come in on Monday night. And then it'll be the Diamondbacks for 4. And Chad Kuhl is 4-4. In his 13 starts this year. His earned run average is now under 4 for the year. The Reds come to town last in the Central, 25 wins, 43 losses. The Pirates at 33-35. They're now 8 back of the Brewers in the National League Central Division. We'll update you on the scoreboard throughout the night. Cubs are a game and a half back, St. Louis 4 behind, and those two teams, the Cubs and Cardinals, are meeting in St. Louis, Milwaukee hosting Philadelphia. We check out Jim Riggleman's starting lineup. Scott Schebler leads off. He is in center field, and it's Tucker Barnhart and Joey Votto. Scooter Gennett, the cleanup hitter, has a 10-game hitting streak. Batting average second best in the league, .341. Eugenio Suarez follows. Jesse Winker is the right fielder with Adam Duvall in left. Jose Peraza is the shortstop with Matt Harvey on the mound for Cincy. Here's Schebler leading off, and in center field Billy Hamilton not in the lineup as you saw, which is okay for the Pirates.
There you see Chad Kuhl's numbers this year. As Greg said, just a little bit under 4 with that ERA. Likes pitching to these Reds.
Had ERA under 3 against Cincinnati for his career, 278.
That's a impressive number when you think about it. Usually about half of that total number comes from their ballpark, which is a great hitter's place. So he likes pitching against the Reds.
First pitch swinging, and Scott Schebler fouls it back. And we are underway here in Pittsburgh on a beautiful night for baseball. Schebler, Votto, Gennett, Winker, lefty hitters against Kuhl. And he's out in front. No balls and 2 strikes.
That one had me ducking. Look out, Greg. Coming right
really.
at you.
Yikes. And nicely done. Foul tip for the strikeout.
Pretty good way to start. Good hard curveball that just barely got touched.
Good look there. The off-speed pitch to Schebler, and he is a strikeout victim to begin the ball game.
That became such a important pitch for him last year, the last half of the season, that hook. A lot of sliders lately.
It's really fascinating that there is so much talk this year about pitches that pitchers are throwing. I don't recall ever hearing or seeing so much of it being dissected like it has this year.
Started that way very early. You know, Greg, I noticed it when people wanted to talk about the Houston guys all the time early in the season.
Yeah.
You know, a lot about what's Cole throwing now. What's Charlie Morton throwing?
Yeah. 1-2 on Barnhart.
So then we start talking about what our guys are throwing. But in Chad's case, I think we did a lot of that the last season because of the fact that he added a pitch in the middle of the year.
A line drive bullet off the back of a seat. Foul by Tucker Barnhart. I was looking at the splits from last year. I thought it was worse, much worse than what I'm seeing now against lefties. 285, righties 253. This year, he's done better against lefties slightly in terms of batting average. 260, righties 266. Maybe that was the concern when he first came to the big leagues in 2016.
Yeah, I agree.
How he was going to neutralize.
I would have thought it was a wider spread last season.
And it was his first year. They hit 301 against him his first year, 240 for the righties. So there's the split numbers this year.
I think when he got up here, there was a lot of sinker slider stuff. The original scouting report was he was just going to be kind of like Charlie Morton, a ground ball guy, get a ton of ground balls.
Barnhart.
Then he started throwing 97 miles.
Yeah.
It was like,
yes,
well,
that's true.
This guy's got pretty good fastball, velocity-wise. He can work with that, and then he picked up that curveball. The first time I saw that was down in Arizona, where we just came from. Saw him throw a sideline, and that hook was impressive.
Good work to get Barnhart finally an extended at bat, but he gets him to hit weakly to second. Check out the Honda defense behind Chad Kuhl. And you see Starling Marte is in center field. He's flanked by Corey Dickerson and Gregory Polanco. Austin Meadows with the night off. Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer on the left side. Josh Harrison, Josh Bell. Anchor down the right side of the infield, and Francisco Cervelli behind the dish. And here is Joey Votto. He takes ball one. Votto hitting over 300, no surprise there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the man who's closing in on 1,500 career games expects to meet that milestone on Sunday here at PNC Park. One and 2 on Votto. He's hitting 200 in the season series against Pittsburgh. 5 hits, 25 at bats against Pirates pitching. This is the 8th meeting of the year between these two longtime rivals. Mike Winters saw that was well out of the zone. He is the crew chief with Mike Malinsky at first, Tim Timmons at second, and Rob Drake at third. .27 walks for Kuhl in his 74 innings. He struck out 69.
Wow.
Whoa, my. What on earth? Chad Kuhl and Winters started to take a step toward him, and so Francisco Cervelli gets in front of him to cool him down, but that was remarkable.
It definitely, was a strike. Right there. I mean, if Cervelli doesn't catch it, it hits him right in the middle of his chest protector.
So instead of a 1-2-3 inning, he now has to face Scooter Gennett, who is second in the league, 1 percentage point behind the Braves' Freddie Freeman in the batting race, and his 47 RBIs are 4th highest in the National League. Out in front 0-2 of Scooter Gennett. Chad Kuhl tried to keep his cool after that ball 4 call.
He's jumped right out in front, 0-2. So. Hasn't bothered him. He's been able to turn the page. What will the result be of this at bat, though?
98, fouled back. Check out our Barrel Automotive League leader stat. National League leaders in ribbies since May 16th. See Gennett there, 23 since the middle of May, and again his total of 47, 4th highest in the league. Oh, good work, Chad Kuhl. He is steaming. That's Chet, the alter ego. Couple of Ks. On the top of the first. Here's the RAV4 starting lineup for Pittsburgh. It's Josh Harrison, Corey Dickerson, and Starling Marte. Colin Moran hitting cleanup once again. The rookie third baseman, Francisco Cervelli, bats 5th. Josh Bell in that 6th spot. Gregory Polanco, Jordy Mercer, whose last 4 games is hitting .500. And then Chad Kuhl. Here's Matt Harvey, now a member of the Cincinnati Reds.
Doing a little better since he's been with the Reds. He's still not anywhere close to what he used to be, but a couple runs on the ERA lower.
Jay Hay fouls it off to the right. Harrison 5 for 11 lifetime against Harvey. That's a .455 batting average for his career.
Now hopefully the Pirates can have that same offense that they had down in Phoenix. Clicking along pretty good.
Third baseman Suarez will throw out Harrison. Check out the defense for the Cincinnati Reds. The center fielder is Scott Schebler. Adam Duvall is in left. Jesse Winker in right. Joey Votto, Scooter Gennett on the right side. Jose Peraza, Eugenio Suarez on the left side of the infield. Tucker Barnhart won the Gold Glove last year. And it was his emergence that allowed the Reds to make the trade. Devin Mesoraco to the Mets for Matt Harvey. As injuries had slowed down Mesoraco, and Barnhart really emerging as An outstanding defensive catcher, as evidenced by the Gold Glove, but overall game, that's Corey Dickerson, 8th in the league in hitting.
There's an old saying about not losing your job because of an injury, but it's nothing more than a saying.
Yes.
You know, especially if you get dogged by a number in a row, then you know eventually if somebody does something with that playing time, then you could fall behind on that depth chart. That's what happened to Mesoraco. Mesoraco is, you know, as you just mentioned, they found a very good everyday catcher in Barnhart, so they made the move. But it looked like Mesoraco was going to be a mainstay back there for quite a while when he first came up.
Jim Riggleman taking over as the Reds manager. They fired Brian Price on April the 19th. Reds are 22-28 since.
5 teams. That's a bunch of them. A lot of different hats.
And he really almost assumed that he would never get another job once he quit as the manager of the Washington Nationals. He had taken over that job in 2009 as an interim skipper after a rough year and a half, had turned the Nats around. They were 38-37 in third place in the East, and he quit because they wouldn't commit to anything past midsummer. And he had gotten to the point in his life where he just felt like, hey, one way or another, he kind of wanted to know. And they clashed. He quit, and he said he was fine with that. And he said it wasn't a knee-jerk one-day thing, that he walked away from it. Something he thought out for a period of time. Knew he might not get another chance. As Dickerson lines it to left. Duvall. 2 outs. In the bottom of the first inning, a ground out, a line out. Now Harvey will face Starling Marte. See the Marte numbers on the year. He's 1 for 8 against Harvey.
Coming off a very good series. Stay hot.
And to center field, Schebler. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3. 1 inning from PNC Park. Chad Kuhl will go back to the mound.
military appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
On to the second inning. What a great night as Billy Murillo checks in with his buddies here at Gunners Lounge, just below our broadcast booth. Yes. Bucko fever. As Eugenio Suarez, second in the league in runs batted in. Swings and misses. And a broken bat. Flair will drop in for the first hit of the game. Brings Jesse Winker to the plate. Well, the Pirates going to host another Zambelli fireworks night next Friday, 7:05 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Post-game Zambelli fireworks show. For tickets, go to pirates.com/fireworks. That's game 2 of the 4-game series against Arizona. Fireworks night next Friday, part of this 10-game homestand. Three infielders on the right side against Jesse Winker.
Yeah, pretty big guy. Looks like he should have more than just 3 home runs. He has almost 200 at bats also. Hasn't been showing any power really. Planning the pole in the infield and planning to hit the ball the other way in the outfield.
It was last year that Winker was making his
hit a home run off
major league debut, right? Yep. September 16th. The home run. It's first career home run off Jameson Taillon. And then in the 6th inning that same game, Starling Marte reached over the left field wall to rob what would have been his 2nd home run. The next night he did homer off Joaquin Benoit. And fly ball, Marte with that sun for the first out. Jesse Winker flies out against Chad Kuhl, who's given up a dozen home runs this year. That was August 1st last year that Winker hit his first career homer off Jameson Taillon. Taillon pitched well, certainly on Wednesday against the Diamondbacks, picking up the win, 7 strong.
Yeah, the 2 runs he gave up kind of
tainted.
Yeah, I got a freak play.
Little tapper, shortstop Mercer. Duvall is retired. That was interesting, Bob. That was so weakly hit. It almost looked as though Kuhl thought about going after it.
Anything to the right-hander's right side is always going to be a, more of a difficult play for him. Something hit like that over on the first base side. Now he's going to definitely break after that.
Like he thought wisely of it. They'll intentionally walk Jose Peraza to face Matt Harvey.
Caught Harvey by surprise.
Yeah.
His gloves on the other end.
He is 2 for 18 at the plate this season with a walk. And bounces it to Mercer. And that'll do it. 1.5 played. It's 0-0. The second for the Pirates against Matt Harvey. Bounced out to end the top of the inning, and remember this home run Moran hit off of Harvey May 22nd. How high that pitch was.
My guess is Harvey will not be trying to throw a line upstairs. They can't go much higher than that home run.
Second highest since they started keeping track.
Like a beard height.
Redhead, Colin Moran. Yeah, hashtag ginger power. It's a family that knows all about it, right?
I can hit that high one.
JD Martinez, the Red Sox, hit one the day before yesterday just like that. Moran has hit 5 in his rookie season. And he bats cleanup for the 4th time. Josh Bell has been the cleanup hitter most of the season, but recently dropped out of that position. So it's Moran, Cervelli, and Bell here in the second off Harvey. There he is in the hole, Josh Bell. In on him, pulls it foul, stays 1-2. Colin Moran, he's reached base safely in each of his last 13 starts. Second in batting among rookies in the National League, 3rd in on base, 4th in ribbies. A rookie against the veteran from New London, Connecticut. First round pick 8 years ago by the Mets, 7th overall.
Doesn't make much use of those buttons on that shirt, does he?
Nope. Almost Marlon Byrd-like. 2-2. Harvey missed all of 2014 with Tommy John surgery. And now it's gone 3-2. drawn his fair share of walks during this stretch. Good little battle here. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. And he draws the walk.
If we didn't hit that ball out of here, that's a sweet zone.
UNC products, and it was Moran who wins that battle. Both out of the University of North Carolina. Moran is aboard for Francisco Cervelli.
Francisco took a long look down at the signs.
Cervelli just recently back after being pulled last Sunday at Wrigley, taking that foul ball to the side of his head. Jacob Stallings on the roster as a 3rd catcher. That's 1 ball and 1 strike to the Pirates starting catcher, and somebody certainly deserving of all-star votes. All-star voting underway. You can go to pirates.com. See if we can't get Francisco Cervelli into his first all-star game. Absolutely deserving this year. Block there.
Another long look down at the signs on this 2-1 count. Cervelli's a decent contact hitter.
Evens things up on Cervelli. After the walk to Moran.
Normally those 2-1 counts are, those pitches are always somewhere around the plate. Pitchers are trying to avoid a 3-1 count. So try and give you a strike. .96 on that fastball. Harvey at one time one of the top 2 or 3 hardest throwers of any the starters in the league. Try and go fastball away.
Lays off. And now 3-2 and a big pitch in the 2nd inning with nobody out. Josh Bell awaits on deck. Runner goes, pitch back to the backstop, and it's 1st and 2nd, back-to-back leadoff walks here. Has Harvey in a little bit of 2nd inning trouble.
Yeah, control eluding him there. I think that was supposed to be a fastball in. As we could see, that was not in at all. It was so far outside that went all the way to Stones.
Two on, no one out. And Josh Bell, who's reached base safely 11 times in his last 17 plate appearances. couple of important line drive hits the other way in Phoenix.
He had that one right-handed that he pulled.
Yeah, that
you remember
off
that?
the wall, right?
Yeah, that was an absolute bullet. I thought that was very encouraging. We need him not only to get hits, but love to see him start getting the ball over the fence.
Has just 4 homers, does lead the team with 36 ribbies. Hasn't homered since the end of May in St. Louis. Harvey's given up 13. And a shot up the middle, another hard hit. Joey Cora will hold Moran, and the bases are loaded with no one out.
Good wood on that one.
Joey Cora holding Moran. Another look.
Just was able to pull that ball just enough.
Different angle here up the middle.
Ball gets to the shortstop side, and they're going to have a play.
Joey Cora, we've talked about this before, that he has quietly done a really nice job as the Pirates' third base coach. Now they're loaded for Gregory Polanco, who's been a little bit of a lightning rod over the past several games. Question about the hamstrings came up, and saw that the last road trip he had 2 of his fastest times home to first all year on this recent road trip. So he has assured us that there are no problems with the hamstrings. He's getting some treatment, which he's been getting all season. Preventive. And it's a ball and a strike. He can certainly quiet his critics if he starts delivering some big hits. And this is an opportunity right here to deliver.
Yeah, these are the innings you love to have early in a ball game. A chance to put up a big number of runs right away. Jump out on top. It puts extra pressure then on their starter to be perfect the rest of the time he's out there.
A couple of walks and a single. Have them loaded with no one out. One of 4 batters in the Pirates lineup who hit from the left side against Harvey. Austin Meadows, a lefty hitter, getting tonight off. And speaking of lefty hitters, we're going to talk to the newest member of the Pirates organization coming up next half inning. The Pirates' first round pick introduced today to the media and got his first glimpse of PNC Park. Travis Swaggerty will be with us in the booth in the top of the 3rd. Outfielder. Three and 2. Obviously nowhere close.
Little jump rope.
Talk about a big pitch for Harvey.
It was like the ball 4 pitch to Cervelli. Snap hooked it.
Full count, no one out. Mercer on deck. Ripped to right, but foul. A bullet by Polanco.
And that's a pitch in a spot that he normally has a very tough time with. That was that up and in corner of the strike zone. He has been moving off the plate of late to try and get a better look at that inside pitch. Just hooked it. About 4 feet maybe. It's always a difficult pitch for anybody to keep fair and hit it hard.
pops this up. Third baseman Suarez over, but it's going to be out of play. It stays 3-2. Polanco, 32 runs batted in on the year. And limited action against Harvey. About a dozen at bats. He's hitting .250 with a home run off Harvey. This makes his second appearance this season against Pittsburgh. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits on the 22nd. That was his home debut as a member of the Reds. And they are making Harvey work as we pitch number 40. Nobody out on the second. Another foul. Different locations to Polanco, and he's fouled off a number of pitches.
Yeah, he's gone to the inside up corner. A pitch down toward the middle a little bit, and now that one, which was right on the outside edge of the pit, edge of the plate, and it was down much lower than the previous two.
And ripped to short, going to be a double play. Now the Pirates are going to get a run out of it because Peraza couldn't hold on to it. And it's 1-0 Pittsburgh on a bullet. Moran scoring.
Peraza hurt?
Maybe. I think he is. He's dropped his glove. You see, he drops it there. Jeanette looks toward third and realizes his play is at first.
But wasn't there 2 guys at third? I thought he was going to throw home, get the double play that way.
Yeah, he could have easily done that. But now the big concern is that ball got his mostly the hand. As Moran ends up scoring. Cervelli goes to third. He's going to try and stay in the ball game after that. It's a 109.7-mile-per-hour line drive. And watch, is what Bob was talking about. He still had plenty of time if he wanted to go home.
If Jeanette, right now,
right here.
Why is he not throwing home?
He never looked at home. He's looking at third.
It was a gift run.
Yeah.
If he throws home, even Votto had time to throw home after he got the ball first.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought for sure he would go home with that. Instead, he went to first place. That was going to be his most riskiest out, was at first, and that's the one he chose. He had an easy out at third, an easy out at home, and bang bang play at first, and he went to first.
See Jeanette laughing about it along with Peraza and Votto, realizing they had the play at the plate. This is popped up toward shallow right. Winker will make the catch. The Pirates get one. We'll talk to Travis Swaggerty when we come back. Pirates first round pick. General Manager Neil Huntington introducing the new member of the Pirates organization, first-round pick Travis Swaggerty, a left-handed hitting center fielder out of South Alabama. And well, it's been crazy, I know, for you. You mentioned in the press conference how kind of surreal it was, and it never really hit you until you put on the uni and the cap. Has it set in, or is it more emotional now than ever before? And what's it like, by the way, when you walk in? This is the first time you've seen PNC Park from all these angles, and here you are from our vantage point. How about this?
Dude, this whole process has been so overwhelming for me, and you know, seeing the field for the first time from this perspective is just, it's unreal. I mean, I'm so blessed to be sitting right here with y'all.
Travis Swaggerty.
This is where you're going to be. Of course, you won't be up here. You'll be down there.
Now, this is your first look, Travis, when you and your dad came out there. Brian Warecki from VP of Media Relations, Public Relations, and Frank Coonley, the team president.
Good selection with the tie there.
Getting a chance to, and yeah, good selection of the tie. But it's really cool, and it's really neat, Travis, to hear from your perspective, from those of us who've been around a lot. Not that we get jaded at all, but when you talked about how you, it was a whirlwind today, and that you had lunch downtown, and you walked across, you called it the bridge. Talking about the Clemente Bridge. Oh, great diving effort by Harrison, but he's not able to flag it down as Shebler has himself a hit. But that experience alone was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, I've never been to Pittsburgh before, and you know, being a part of this organization and this amazing fan base, it's unbelievable.
Did you happen to arrive after dark? I don't know when you got here, but coming through those tunnels, when you...
Yeah, I came in at like 8:30 last night.
Was it pretty remarkable when you pop out through that tunnel and see the city?
Yeah. I'm from a small town in Louisiana, so this is definitely, you know, a change of scenery for me.
Travis Swaggerty and Neil Huntington talked about...
Get used to it. You're going to be in a lot of big ballparks like this.
I sure hope so.
There's no doubt in our minds. Should be one in yours.
No, there's not. There's not.
Well, as Neil Huntington was talking about all the different reactions from the different scouts, people, his teammates, those that the Pirates organization talked to about Travis, and just all the accolades and his personality. And it's really neat, Travis, to hear you talk not only about the organization, as you said, it's a perfect fit. You felt like that, but your love of the game of baseball, which started at the age of 10, thanks in large part to your dad. Tell the story about how you fell in love with the game because of your dad, and what was it your dad did? It was softball.
Yeah, he, when I was younger, when I lived in Lacombe, Louisiana at the time, this is before Hurricane Katrina, he was playing slow pitch softball with his buddies on the weekend, just having a good time. And you know, I'd be sitting out there watching how much fun he had, and he was just out there with his buddies, so why couldn't I have to do the same thing with mine? So ever since then, like, I mean, he'd be playing games, and I would be on the side field sitting with all my buddies just messing around, trying to figure it out. And you know, ever since then, I kind of fell in love with it. And then after Katrina, we moved to Denham Springs. And from there to when I graduated high school, I was in Denham Springs. But I played baseball from then on, and it was just, I just fell in love with it.
And you're doing, you must have did more than just hit on the sides. I mean, you're an all-rounder, aren't you? Speed, defense, you got it all.
Yeah, I used to pitch too, so it's a good thing I don't pitch anymore. It's a lot nicer focusing on one thing, and I think that alone has helped me, you know, progress as much as I did the 3 years at South Alabama.
No, you don't want to hurt that arm anyway.
No.
None of that pitching stuff.
I couldn't throw strikes anyway. It wasn't very good.
Neither could I. The fallback, I think, is always pitching. When guys realize they can't hit, then they decide, okay, I'm going to pitch. Well, you didn't have to do that because you can hit.
Yeah, I hope I don't have to go back and pitch. But, you know, I'm so passionate about hitting. It's my favorite thing to do. You know, when I'm, you know, stressing, I go hit. You know, when I feel good, I go hit. When I feel bad, I go hit. So that's my happy place, and I'm more than happy with, you know, hitting every day.
A lot of cool things about the Pirates drafting Travis Swaggerty, and how it does seem to be like the perfect fit. Travis, you talked about you and I did a little interview that'll be airing on our radio pregame on Sunday down on the farm, but why you felt it was the perfect fit. And I said, well, couldn't you say the same thing if you were being introduced to the Tiger fans or Marlin fans, whoever it might be? But you said something about the Pirate family.
Correct. It's like it's so family based, so family oriented. They approach me as a person before a player, and that's a big deal, especially, you know, being a first-round pick. you know, there's a lot of money invested in me, and for them to care about me so much as a person more than a player is absolutely huge for the, you know, family-based environment. Along with this city, it's a blue-collar city, and I think I fit that mold perfectly.
And in addition, as fans are watching now, if you haven't, that's at South Alabama, some of the video. Look what number he's wearing. I mean, how about that? Number 21.
Yeah, I can't wear that anymore.
No, you can't.
You'll have to pick another number.
That's all right. I'll just go buy another Clemente jersey and wear it around all the time.
Well, you said you actually had one, didn't you?
I had one back in the day, but it's too small.
That is
It's
wild.
too small now. I gave it away, but I need to get another one.
Really, really cool. Playing at the University of South Alabama, and the Pirates have had some former Jags playing in Pittsburgh, including Turner Ward. This ball lifted deep to center by Votto, and off the fence as Shebler will be held at third. Marte went all the way back, and nearly a two-run homer for Votto.
Well, Marte did a nice job getting that ball immediately back into the infield. As Shebler was all the way around second base, knowing that it wasn't going to get caught. And because of Marte playing this ball off the wall so well, they had to stop him. They had to throw up the stop sign.
A tremendous play by Marte to keep it a
The
1-0
play looks
Pirate
so
lead.
simple, but it's incredible how you played that off the wall. The
Now,
quicker you get it in, the faster they stop running. So.
now, Travis, as you're watching that, are you thinking about yourself there and how you would do?
How I would approach
Yeah.
that, yeah, because you know, if you're watching him right now, he looks, you know, there's a lot of room behind him, so he has a lot of room to run. He was looking back and tracking it the whole time, and he felt the track, and he knew that he wasn't going to jump, get that ball, or get to it. So, you know, he played that perfectly.
A lot of different surfaces that the balls can hit, you know, all around the different ballparks, and especially here at PNC. That actually hit the chain link, so it came off a little soft. There's the padding all over the place, and then of course out in right field you get that scoreboard. You don't know what kind of bounce you're going to get off that. That's very difficult to play the wall.
That is the beauty of playing at home, though. He knows his home field, and he's very comfortable playing that ball off the wall, as you saw.
Colin Moran over to take a look. Scooter Jeanette.
He's got one of those gold straps on the back of his glove too out there.
Gold glover.
I mean, look at him.
He
He's
can
a
do it.
stud. Look at him.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. It's a lot like you. He's an all-rounder. He can run, throw, hit, got power.
Now, did you have a chance to interact with another former South Alabama player, David Freese? You ran into him, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I talked to him for about 5 minutes. He's a really, really cool guy. You know, he talked just like me, sounded just like me. You know, super nice kid. That's a Southern boy right there.
Yeah, good. He said something about good to see another Jag here.
Exactly right. He said, South Alabama Jag, good to see another Jag, and walked up to me. It was awesome. He was a really, really cool guy. And, you know, he said he'd be in Mobile maybe later on in the future. Maybe I'll see him there while I'm working.
Well, now
maybe we can get some work in together. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be cool. As Jeanette picks up his 48th RBI. Sacrifice fly scoring Shebler to tie it at 1. And the second out here in the third. After the base hit, the ball that hit off of Josh Harrison. Well, here they are. A couple of South Alabama guys, as the Pirates tweeted out. Travis and David.
I think that picture was taken a hair early. Just maybe a hair early. But it's fine. We're fine. We still look good. Still look good.
Well, now what is it? You're known as it's not T-Swag. It's Swaggy T, right?
Swag T, Swag, Swaggy T. They all work.
All right.
They all work.
Because when we start tracking you now, because you said you're going to start soon at down in Morgantown with the Black Bears, right?
Correct.
Which is only an hour from here.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep track of your stats, and we'll be reporting them on our air here, and we'll be saying either T-Swag. Remember that, Bob? T-Swag or Swaggy T?
They both work.
Okay.
You know, whatever the fan base chooses, I guess, whichever one they like better, we can roll with, or we can roll with them both. That's fine with me too. Whatever they want to call me, I will be.
I'm
more
leaning
than happy.
towards Swaggy T a little bit.
Yeah, I like Swaggy T.
Yeah, Swaggy T.
I could see myself in, later on in summer saying, hey, did you see what Swaggy T did last night?
I can also see down the road a Free Shirt Friday, Swaggy TTs.
Oh, that would work beautiful.
Huh?
Beautiful.
I think I maybe just gave an idea to the Black Bears.
Now, what I'd rather think about was like on the Players Weekend when they did like the nicknames in the back.
Yes.
Would
Oh,
I
yeah.
rather T Swag or Swaggy T? And I think Swaggy T would look better.
No
on the
question
back of that
about
jersey.
that. Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Well,
now, do you feel like, does that fit you and your personality? You've got some swag, don't you?
no doubt about it.
You admit it.
It's on the field.
It
It's
is.
more on the field. I'm super casual off the field, but the swag comes out on the field, and that's where it matters anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it matters anyway.
That's great. Now, did you pattern your game after anybody in particular in the big leagues? Were you a fan of one player? Or no.
When I was younger, my dad was a Boston fan back in the day. Obviously now he's a Pittsburgh fan, but he loved Jacoby Ellsbury, and he'd always point to the TV and say, "That's going to be you. That's going to be you." And now I have player comps to Jacoby Ellsbury when he was in Boston. So
cool.
I loved him back in the day, and he plays just like me, a 5-tool guy, and I hope to emulate what he did in Boston.
Well, that would certainly work. Jacoby Ellsbury, as we're talking with Travis Swaggerty, who was announced today in front of the Pittsburgh media, and then was introduced to Clint Hurdle and the Pirates players, and got his first look here at PNC Park and what it's all about.
Like the clubhouse and everything?
I didn't get to see the clubhouse.
Oh, you didn't go in there?
I got to talk to Clint Hurdle, and I got to be in his office, but other than that, I didn't get to see the clubhouse because they were hanging out in there after BP.
Yeah, a little
It was
late.
cool though. Seeing this park, it definitely motivates you to work harder and try to get to this level.
This is it.
And
This is
if
where
you
you
could play
want
in
to
front
be.
of this every day, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
People come all around the country will come here just to watch a baseball game. It's a destination for fans.
And now Cool walks Suarez. It's a second walk for Cool as he faces Jesse Winker. This inning began with that shot by Schebler past Josh Harrison. Then he struck out Tucker Barnhart before Votto hit that ball off the fence in front of the bullpen. The line drive sacrifice fly by Scooter Gennett, and he loses Suarez.
Well, as far as a hitter, I'm thinking about Cool. Cool's got the good fastball, 95 and up. Sometimes he'll throw 98s. You a good fastball hitter, or do you have an area that you want to work on? Do change-ups give you a hard time? Give us a little scouting report on what you like to hit.
Early in the count, it's usually fastball, but at South Alabama, I got pitched backwards a lot, so I had to just look for something in an area. But I think now, getting to the next level, I'll probably get more fastballs, especially with a wood bat in my hands. So if I would pitch against me, I'd throw more change-ups than fastballs because, I like to turn and burn and let it rip. But no, I don't have problems with breaking balls as much as change-ups. I think the change-up is more of an issue just because it's harder to pick up. The breaking ball, not so much. You can see it out of the hand a little bit better, and it's easier to jump, I think.
Well, you prove to those guys that you can turn and burn, then you're going to see those change-ups. That's for sure. But you're right, though. I think with that wooden bat, all first-year guys, and plus, you're going to be facing a lot of first-year pitchers, and what are they going to try and show everybody? Oh, how big and strong they are. How they can bring the heat. So that's that early A-ball battles.
Exactly.
Man on man.
The key is to be selectively aggressive. That's what I like to say. Just to controlled aggressive. So, being aggressive for something over the plate, out over, but still gap to gap. Like most of my hits are gap to gap just because I'm looking for something out over the plate. I'm not going to hit something, middle away down the left field line. I'm going to hit it to left center if I'm on time. So if I'm on time, I'm middle of the field, gap to gap. And I think, that's where my power is. I never really hit anything down the right field line or the left field line. It's mainly using the middle of the field.
Well, Jesse Winker hits this fly ball to deep right center field, but Polanco with room.
Got a man there.
Travis Swaggerty, great to see you, T-Swag. We'll be looking for you down in Morgantown with the Black Bears.
Swaggy T. Come on, Greg. Come on, Greg.
My fault. I like Swaggy T better, too. There it is. There is Swaggy T. Travis Swaggerty, new member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. One thing about the Pirates' first-round pick, Travis Swaggerty, I would hope at some point down the road he'll start to gain some confidence in himself. I would think that would happen eventually.
Well, you know, Greg, that's one of the big things about baseball is confidence. We see that a lot, talented guys, and they just don't have that little extra. He's got the little extra.
He sure does. He has the swag.
So we will be watching Swaggy T.
Well, he called himself, you know, a dirt bag, a baseball rat, and you could certainly tell that. I mean, he is so into the game of baseball.
You watch those highlights and see the way he was running the bases and stuff. I mean, that's now, of course, they're highlights, but still, I mean, that's the kind of player you want right there.
Nice gesture. Cool to short. Peraza. Harvey really had to work in the second inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Polanco hit that line drive off of Jose Peraza's glove and wrist. Went for a double play. Pirates scored on it, and Mercer flied out.
His teammates gave him a decent rest inning after having to work as hard as he did, throw so many pitches in the second. I'm sure he was thankful. He liked the run they got too, but being able to sit down and gather himself probably helped him out.
Jay Hay bounced out to third. Two balls and a strike on the Cincinnati native, Josh Harrison. And against the Reds this year, hitting at a .367 clip, which includes a 4-hit game he had on the 23rd of May in Cincinnati. Up and in.
You know, it's funny, I happened to be watching the signs that time, and the first sign was I think it was a changeup, and then he went fastball in, and Harvey shook off, and he went fastball away, and then Harvey said yes, sets up outside, because the pitcher has just told you he wants fastball away, and then he throws that pitch. That tells you how far a pitcher, like even Harvey, can miss from where he's trying to throw a baseball. By feet at times.
That was after he got buzzed and checked the heart rate. Allegheny Health Network Supermo, and then that off-speed pitch inside. Swung late and upset with himself.
Not very happy. Every time he's gotten buzzed up and in this year, you can see it started in spring training. It is something that he reacts to now. He used to not really react to the inside pitches, but anymore, he doesn't like it.
In the first inning, Corey Dickerson lined out to left. Again.
I mean, he's all over the place. That was supposed to be fastball in. Missed by feet, not inches, feet. Dickerson's right-handed. He would have just got buzzed. Harvey's going to have to adjust with the lack of velocity. I mean, he still throws hard. Better than average fastball for sure, but he's not the guy he used to be, and he has to be able to pitch better now and have better command.
Toyota, what drives you?
It's a 1-1 ball game. Head to the 4th inning. Matt Harvey, as Bob said, his command just not good, and even a guy like Matt Harvey, pitch gets away and up and in. You see a frustrated Josh Harrison a few moments ago. Another broken bat, base hit. This one for Adam Duvall. Eugenio Suarez led off the 2nd inning with a broken bat single.
Yeah, identical, right off the very end. Good hard slider.
For Adam Duvall, that's his 2nd hit in 26 at-bats this season against the Pirates, with 11 strikeouts, so he'll certainly take it.
And that was at the very end of the bat. You're talking a half inch from a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
And that's the game of baseball, isn't it?
Yep.
The luck that can be involved.
Peraza was walked intentionally in the 2nd. And you can think 2 things about that strategy, by the way. And this is a base hit, putting runners at 1st and 2nd, so Harvey will at least have an opportunity to bunt the runners over.
Again, the luck involved. I mean, that's a routine, perfect double play ball. If it would just hit at somebody on that left side instead of perfectly in the hole. You hit that to Moran around the horn. It's nice and firm. Should be a double play, and certainly if it was hit at Mercer, it'd be 2. But that's what's just drives you crazy when you're out there on the mound right now. I mean, Cool's like, I made a good pitch, broke a bat off the end of the bat, and then I get a double play ball and it has to be perfectly in the hole, and now I got nobody out. Harvey's going to probably bunt if he's successful. Now you're talking 2nd and 3rd with the top of the lineup.
He gets it down. Cool. They say 3rd. He throws it over the head of Colin Moran. and they score a run. Harvey ends up at second.
I think they had him. Now, the time you want to risk this and go to third base is when you have that force out. Very tough on tag plays. You got to make that good throw right down around the bag to get anybody out on a tag play. But this is a force out, so all you're doing is you just have to play catch with the third baseman. They just bunted hard right back at him. Oh yeah, there's plenty of time for the force out.
In fact, more time than Kuhl thought he had. He obviously rushed.
You got to have that little clock in the back of your head. But I think the real problem there, Greg, is he's turning and he's looking at Moran instead of looking at third base. If you just turn and pick up the base, don't stare at anything else. Look at the base and throw the ball 3 feet over the top of the base. Just try to throw it over the base. The defensive player is always going to be there, whether we're talking about second or whether we're talking about third. Turn, throw it over the base. And that's why you're not ever, trying to hit somebody that's moving.
Quite a turn of events. Instead of one out, runners at first and second, a run in, nobody out, second and third.
And this is all created, by a little bit of luck and then shooting yourself in the foot. It's not like they've come up and, hit a couple gap shots for extra bases in this inning.
Schebler hit the ball off of the diving Josh Harrison, leading off the second, and scored on the sacrifice fly by Jeanette.
Boy, that slider is so good this season, really.
Full count.
Could use the strikeout.
Got it.
3 sliders in a row. He was thinking strikeout the whole time. I think that's when he struck Schebler out with. Did he strike him in the first inning with a slider?
First guy faced. He struck out Barnhart last inning. Ball a strike on the switch hitting catcher. Tucker Barnhart, Joey Votto on deck. And now 2-1. It's going to go out of play to even the count on Barnhart, who bounced out in the first. He's got 20 runs batted in. The infield is back. The Reds have taken the 2-1 lead. Harvey put down the bunt. Thrown away by Kuhl. Fielder's choice E1. As Harvey winds up at second, Duvall scoring, Peraza to third, and another strikeout.
And another slider. I mean, it's just been amazing to watch that slider work. Kind of reminds me a little bit of A.J. Burnett, Greg, but you know, something would happen and he'd be in a mess and there'd be a guy at third base and he'd come up with 2 strikeouts.
Oh, in on the hands of Votto, and what a job by Kuhl. He got himself into the mess. He's upset with himself, but boy, did he do a job after that.
Yeah, he got himself out of the mess.
Chad going back to the dugout. And
Chet.
some fist bumps. Yeah, Chet. This is Chet now. It was Chad, and now it's back to Chad.
No, it's still Chet. Look at his eyes. It's still Chet. I don't, right now, I'm not sure Chad's at the park. I think that's just Chet is the one here. But Chet did a heck of a job. He got mad and he went to work.
What's that like, Bob, as a player when you know, like a can you put into words like the feeling, the anger inside, that you make like a bonehead play or something?
Yeah, I think a lot of people see the slamming of the glove on the bench, and you think, who could be that mad?
Yeah.
I mean, how does that happen? I know
that explains
how that happens. You have to get some kind of something out of your system.
Yeah.
Physical now. The old days you could go down and I guess you could still do that. And occasionally you'll see somebody as they're walking down the tunnel, they're passing the bat rack.
Yeah.
And they grab a bat out of and you know that they're not going down there to like go to the batting cage. They're going down there to destroy or try to the concrete wall. Mm-hmm. And the bat comes back in wood pieces. But you have to get it out of your system. And I one time had to I bought a brand new commode in the Dodger Stadium in the dugout there. Actually, it's a long story, but I took.
We got time. Go ahead.
Well, I took my anger out on it. I went in there and it was just sits there, doesn't do anything. And,
It just sits there, doesn't do anything.
and I kicked it with my cleats. I was smart enough not to hit my toe, but with the cleat, like the heel of your cleat, and a chip of the porcelain come flying out. And I was like, oh, wow, that's right out the end of it there. You know, you can see a big chunk. And then that's all I needed. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now I'm fine.
And I'm fine. And I went back to the dugout. And then I find out from Roger Wilson, who was our equipment guy at the time, as we're getting ready to leave to fly back to Pittsburgh, that I have a bill now, a substantial bill, to put a new toilet into the bathroom. The Dodgers are charging me for this. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, whatever, you know. And Roger says, I'll just write a check. You can get me when we get back to Pittsburgh. I'm like, yeah, cool, we could do that. And so then I'm like, well, I can't believe that they changed this whole toilet over that chip that I took out of it, you know. But I'm like, it was me, I did it. So no. But then later on, a few days after we'd come back and it was all said and done and I'd already paid for it.
Marte takes off. Out. Wow. What a throw from Barnhart.
Oh, and he knows it also. He's no arguing. No waiting for somebody to look at the replay. He just jogging off. That was a nice pick, too, out there. I think that ball bounced. But anyway, to finish up this story as we watch this throw.
Yeah.
Jay Bell had grabbed his bat after a strikeout or something, went back in there and
finished
totally destroyed it. I mean,
so you started it,
there
he
was
finished
water squirting in the air, and it was just a pile of like of just chunks on the floor. So the clubhouse, Jerry, remember?
Mm-hmm.
He asked one of his clubbies who destroyed the toilet. Well, the clubbie saw me kick it. So he said, Bob walked it, and that's how I ended up paying for that. But that's just a little story about how things happen down in that dugout and how things break. And
you ever tell Jay about it?
I probably did. I mean, not to like say, hey,
you know, hey, how about picking up half of it, Jay?
No, it was just it was like just a funny thing.
Yeah.
That like, oh, hey, you got me, you know, that sort of thing. But and that was also something that a lot of people didn't know about Jay Bell. I mean, he would hide his anger very well while he was on the field. Once he got into the tunnel, he was one of the great snappers of all time. I mean, he would just go crazy. But he would be a guy that, as he's walking by the bat rack, you see him just pull a bat back out and keep walking down that tunnel, and you knew then you're seconds away from hearing destruction.
Moran bounces it to Jeanette.
That's why everything in the dugouts back then, you had actually water fountains, you know, that you would go and get a drink out of. And they all had armored cages built around them because guys would just tear them apart if they didn't. Do you remember this is a long time ago. It had to be, I guess, 10, 12 years ago. Zambrano.
Oh, yeah.
In Wrigley, they put that thing up where they had like a tapper for like all the different like Powerade and all that stuff. And I can remember seeing that and thinking, well, that won't even last one game.
Right.
And it didn't. That got destroyed.
Like, well, what are they putting that up there for?
Yeah, that's like a.
It's like a target.
Well, you know, some places actually do have like a heavy bag or a punching bag.
Yeah,
They used to hang them back in the tunnel for guys to go back there and hit something where they're not going to break their hand.
Cervelli didn't like that strike call. You can see he was out of the zone.
Now those Powerades are,
they can take a beating.
Right. Yeah, you could knock them on the floor, throw them across. You can just pick them up, put them back. They're okay. They're tough.
Sean Rodriguez took his anger out on one of those coolers. That wild card game against the Cubs.
I think everybody has done it at least once at some point that they just go crazy.
Jay Hay.
Actually, Jay Hayes was kind of mild.
Yeah.
You know, he threw a cup of water. I mean, that's not really considered a snap.
Joey Votto.
He can snap.
Yep. Toward right center, and Winker. A leadoff hit, but the caught stealing, and then Moran the bounce out, Cervelli the fly out. It's 2-1 Cincinnati.
And there's something new here on the North Shore. It's the Chevron STEM Zone. Brand new location here, just outside the right field corner, just above the Riverwalk, if you will. Kind of a hands-on experience where kids can have a chance to kind of play with some games that not only teach them about the game of baseball, but also about math and science. There's some really cool little exhibits where kids can go up and actually have a little Q&A and learn about how a baseball is made or what's inside a baseball bat. Again, focuses on math and science, something for kids to do either before, during, or after the game. We know that every Sunday is a kids' day. This Friday is also Father's Day, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of kids in attendance and an opportunity to have some fun here in the brand new Chevron STEM Zone, guys.
Nice event today. Jane Werner from Children's Museum, Trip Oliver from Chevron, Frank Coonley spoke. Bob Nutting was there. A bunt try, and off of Josh Bell's glove. Looked like a perfect strike to him.
I thought he was going to go to third.
Fan interference. He's going to be held at second. Scooter Jeanette.
You see the throw. It doesn't look like it's a way offline, but
83.
Yep. You know, why would somebody reach down and get that ball? They know it's not a foul ball. You know, that's a ball that's was thrown. It's in play. You know what I mean?
You talking about a fan, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like we were talking about when you do a dumb bonehead play.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, you can't believe I just did that.
Yeah.
I think you just react.
Should have caught that one.
Suarez, broken bat, single, and a walk. .49 RBIs for Suarez. Quite a season for the third baseman of the Reds.
And go to work with that slider. Got 2 strikes on it. Nope. Yep. What's it going to be? He went with that slider. He wanted it. Shook something off just to get to that pitch. He knows it's been his bread and butter tonight.
Bounce to short. Long throw, got him. So again, the Chevron STEM zone opened at PNC Park. Ribbon cutting ceremony as you get to learn all kinds of cool stuff. Aerodynamics of pitching. Engineering behind safer batting helmets, principles of science, technology, engineering, and math. That's the acronym there for STEM. Behind every baseball play. Now the Chevron STEM zone here at PNC Park for kids. The runner at second base. And 1 out. Jesse Winker has flied out twice. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. 2 away.
Another situation where hopefully, I mean, it looks like he's going to. Cole will be able to pitch out of a situation that could have easily not been in. Hatcher giving some running the bases pointers to Jeanette. Teaching him how to scoot. Hatch could scoot. He's an excellent base runner.
Chad Kuhl's 14th start this season. Gave up a run in the third. Unearned run in the fourth. And trying to prevent that unearned run at third from scoring. Duvall picked up his second hit in 26 at-bats this season against the Pirates. We mentioned earlier he has struck out 11 times in 26 at-bats versus Pittsburgh this year.
Just a kind of a crazy year for him so far.
And enough room, stayed in. Well done. I'm sure Josh Bell appreciates the efforts of Chad Kuhl picking him up. 20,000 fans get a Pirates Hawaiian shirt thanks to AT&T Sportsnet. Fun starts on Federal Street before the game. A margarita block party featuring live music, food, trucks, and autographs from 1960 Cy Young Award winner Vernon Law. The Margaritaville block party before the game. For tickets, go to pirates.com, and then the first 20,000 fans get one of those Hawaiian shirts that Steve Blass was modeling. And Barnhart retires Bell.
Look, Steve's doing a little hula there or something. Maybe a little grass
like
skirt.
And now,
Well, he needs a ukulele.
come on, let's go. Work with us, Steve. Let's go.
No, he's giving us nothing. He sees he's still on there. He's looking at the monitor. He's wondering, what are they saying about me?
Don Hoblas. Joe decided not to go with the.
No, he just went regular old. It's just, that's what play-by-play guys do. They're just very conservative. They just wear their
It's called being professional.
Yep.
Well, Polanco hit a bullet off the glove of the shortstop Jose Peraza. His first time up. As a double play, the Pirates got a run out of it.
Would you say that was 109 off
Yeah.
the bat? Maybe one of the hardest balls hit tonight.
Peraza dropped his glove, was in some pain. In fact, the trainer came out, Jim Riggleman. Play stopped for a while. That's a bullet to center field by Polanco. Drills it to center and caught by Schebler for a loud out at the wall.
Yeah, the sound of that when it came off the bat. I mean, I'm looking up in the bushes thinking where this one's going to land. Listen. That's that sound that ball's going somewhere. Just did not carry.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Well, 2 outs. Schebler in center field tonight. And Polanco, 2 hard hits.
Putting the head of the bat on the ball, that's for sure.
Mercer flied to right in his first at bat. .77 degrees at game time. Great weather expected throughout this 10-game homestand. Pirates.com. Beautiful night. Should be a beautiful afternoon tomorrow for that 4:05 game. 1:35 on Sunday.
90s on Sunday, I think.
Good baseball weather.
Summertime.
Yep.
Grab a buddy, come on down. Watch a game.
Grab a buddy and a beer and a baseball game. And that's lined to left field. And it's caught by Duvall. And the Pirates are retired in order and trail by a run.
That's 11 days ago. It's a long time, and it still didn't really set in. I just kind of like, oh, I got drafted by the Pirates, that's it. And now sitting here in front of y'all with a jersey on, with a hat on, it's like, wow, let's do this thing. Like, this is real. Like, this is my job now, and it's an incredible feeling.
That was Travis Swaggerty at a press conference this afternoon, and then we actually had Swaggerty in the booth with us in the third inning, and Travis talked about that experience today and how anxious he is to get playing, and you can tell he is a very confident young man. Point Park University tweet. Love that he wore 21 in college but had a Clemente jersey at one time as a youngster. 0-1 on Peraza, who has been walked intentionally and singled. Jammed him, and another broken bat, base hit.
How many of these hits have been, ground balls through the infield and little dunkers? Been a handful of them.
More tweets. Just ordered a Swaggerty t-shirt.
Swaggy T.
That was a direct quote. We had just talked about whether he preferred T-Swag or Swaggy T, and he said he went by both. And then was actually wondering what the fans would want, and he would go with whatever the fans like. So he corrected me. And the bunt by Harvey is successful.
Take a look at the slide.
Looks like he's going to be okay.
He'll continue.
Shaking that hand. Line drive earlier. Maybe re-injured that wrist. Schebler is 1 for 3.
These next two guys really have a hard time with the slider. I would imagine there'll be a lot of those thrown. Chad's spot comes up in the order right away. You need leading off next inning.
Yep.
Now this could do it for him. He doesn't want to give up a run here. And what could be his exit inning.
Stephen Brault up in the Pirates pen. Have to throw to first to complete this strikeout. Number 6 for Cool.
Can't hit that slider. Just keeps swinging at it. That's what he does with the bat. Right down at Cervelli's feet, like, here, fall over this.
Yeah.
Cervelli jumped it though.
Here's Barnhart with Votto on deck, and you have to believe that Brault is up in the pen for Votto. And it's popped up, and Moran makes the catch. Well done. But the Bucks trail by 1. shots from the Allegheny Health Network Super Mo, and that's going to be it for Cool getting the hug, the slow-mo hug.
Interesting game, wasn't it, for Chad? The 6 innings he was out there was just.
Well, I think your point, Bob. I mean, 6 hits. The one hard hit was the double by Votto. I mean, they're down by 1. It's a tough call here, but for me, it was not automatic that he'd be lifted here. Let's put it that way.
He came up with some really big pitches tonight,
especially when the bullpen continues to be inconsistent. It's a roll of the dice. Tyler Glass now loosens in the bullpen. See if the Pirates can't get to Harvey. That's the other issue here.
Yeah,
Matt Harvey, who has been really inconsistent himself.
He had a 7 ERA in New York. He's got a 5 ERA as a Cincinnati Red. But he is pitching pretty well tonight, although his command of his fastball, I don't think has been.
He's been fortunate. Let's put it that way.
We've used the effectively wild term a couple of times over the last 2 weeks, and I think Harvey falls into that category tonight.
Last start against the Cardinals, 6 innings, 5 runs. Before that against the Padres, 5 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned. Before that against the Rockies, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. His last 3 starts since he gave up 1 run in 6 innings on 3 hits against the Pirates in Cincinnati. He's not pitched all that well, but here he is tonight, and a pinch hit single for Elias Diaz to start the bottom of the 6th.
We got some hidden catchers, don't we?
Yep. Now you
right up off the bench,
and you have a third one in Jacob Stallings, who hasn't had an at bat yet since he was called up the other day, but he was hitting at AAA Indy.
Hitting very well at AAA Indy. Good year with the stick. That's how you do it, right there. Throw them hands. Go ahead. Ooh,
got that the Colin Moran swing.
Colin Moran, yeah, he's going for that high pitch.
And Josh Harrison, who is really frustrated in his last at bat, the strikeout. Toward Diaz. Double barrel action in the Reds bullpen. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jay Hay. Lefty is Wandy Peralta, the right-hander Michael Lorenzen. Lefty hitting Corey Dickerson is on deck. You see Harvey approaching 100 pitches.
That one up and in. Jay Hay, like a lot of batters now, they go into that helmet that covers up the jaw.
The C cup extension. More and more hitters using that throughout baseball. Just throws his bat at it, fouls it out of play. Jay Hay missed about 5 weeks with the broken the 5th metacarpal, and unfortunately for the San Francisco Giants, Evan Longoria had that happen to him last night.
He hit in the back of the hand?
Yeah. Yesterday, I should say, in Miami. Liner to center field. On the 1-2 pitch, that had to feel good for Jay Hay.
Yeah, look at it.
He was determined after that third inning at bat.
Look at the high, yeah, very high target. I mean, that's what was called for. A fastball up in the zone. They thought that could get him. And they thought wrong.
That will be it for Harvey. He goes 5+. How about that? I got my eye on you. I hit dingers too, bro. And for your 10th birthday,
Gonna raise it.
yes, that's
Yeah,
what we're
we
looking to
are.
do.
Gonna raise it.
Corey Dickerson will be stepping to the plate. Time for our Lowe's whole team together. The Pirates outfield as a unit has been one of the best in the league. Second in hitting, fifth in on base, second in slugging, first in OPS, second with 91 extra base hits. Four outfielders now for the Pirates as Matt Harvey exits. Here's Wandy Peralta to face Corey Dickerson.
Peralta. A lot of work. 35 games.
Two on, nobody out. Corey Dickerson, line to left, struck out against Matt Harvey. Reds bullpen on a bit of a roll. Relievers not giving up a run since the 7th inning of Saturday's game in St. Louis. They had a 2-game series sweep, interleague series in Kansas City before coming to Pittsburgh. Michael Lorenzen still up. Whoa! What did that hit?
Loud.
Sure did. That was a loud sound.
Don't know.
The only batter Peralta faces, he hits, and he'll exit.
Oh, hit that
Elbow guard.
Yep, the elbow guard.
Listen again. Man.
It sounded like it hit like the bat.
Yeah.
Very loud. Hard plastic elbow guard.
He's on. They're loaded for Marte.
reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Friday Night Rocks and kids on hand are rocking. I want to see their Pirates rally here as Wandy Peralta just hit Corey Dickerson to load the bases. Matt Harvey responsible for Elias Diaz with the pinch hit single, and Josh Harrison who singled.
Now this time of the game, you're in the second half, you got bases loaded, nobody out. These are the situations that win games for you right now. You get your big bat up at the plate right now.
Lorenzen started the year on the disabled list, so you saw limited to a handful of games. Actually came off the DL and faced the Pirates May 23rd.
And you go back and you talk about turning points, plays that make a difference, whatever you want to say. These are the situations that you always go to. It's kind of like the second one we've had, I think.
Lifted toward right. Back is Winker approaching the wall. That'll tie it. A long sacrifice fly by Starling Marte as Diaz scores, and it's a new ball game at 2-all. Harrison also tagged and went to third.
Yeah, which I like a lot. They hit that ball to right field, because now you have a chance to get another run home without the benefit of the hit. But this is a huge moment right now. I thought the other one I was referring to was after the throwing error by Cool. He was able to retire their 1, 2, 3 hitters without giving up a run. It's second, third, nobody out. Scoring and moving up easily on that warning track fly.
Starling Marte showing that opposite field work. Had an opposite field home run on the road trip. Moran has walked and bounced to second. There, double play depth. Lorenzen out in front, 0-2.
Right now, Colin is thinking about hitting that ball to left field. He's got a nice hole on that side in case he puts it on the ground, but he's more likely to get it in the air if he's thinking left center over toward the left field line.
On the block there by Tucker Barnhart. Well, another run can get Cool a W. There's the block. And the Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Again, Harvey is on the hook for that runner at third. Right now, a 2-2 game. And hits it the other way. Colin Moran, heck of a job for the sacrifice fly that gives the Pirates the lead. The rookie Colin Moran, and yeah, there's a smiling Chad Cool. That run belongs to him.
Game plan. I mean, Colin Moran is a very smart hitter. He goes up there, definitely has a plan, and that's what it was. I mean, look at the location. That pitch was inside, and he was still committed to going the other way so he could get that ball in the air. Does not want to pull the ball and put it on the ground. Could be a double play. Beautifully done. Had the oven mitt dirty there.
Yeah. Nice job, Colin Moran.
Big smile on his face. Oh. Good thing they got those smiley cookies down there. Somebody's smiling.
Yeah. So the Bucks lead at 3-2, all 5 runs tonight. have scored either via the sac fly, one run coming on an error, one run came home on the double play, and yeah, now Harvey closed on him and diving back to first, Dickerson.
Real close.
Hey, and Polanco. And a 4-pitch walk to Francisco Cervelli. Michael Lorenzen. 2 fly balls and then a 4-pitch
That's
walk.
intensity right there. His name might be Chet.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that is intense.
Chad's back. See? There's Chet's moved into the stands.
Danny Darwin, the pitching coach now for the Reds. Double D pays a visit to Lorenzen first and second. Josh Bell has singled and bounced out. Evens the count. Bell 3 for 9 in the past against Lorenzen. Dickerson and Cervelli the runners. And this tapper should retire Bell, and it will. But the Pirates score 2 and now have the lead. Heading to the 7th.
With express service, you're in and out in no time. Visit barrelservice.com to find a location near you. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Well, there you see it, 3-2 Pirates on a picture-perfect evening along the banks of the Allegheny River. This beautiful city. Beautiful night for baseball, the start of a 10-game homestand. Hope you'll think about coming out tomorrow. 4:05 first pitch, 1:35 on Sunday. Colin Moran, big sacrifice fly. And now, look who's on the mound. In the 7th inning, with the Pirates leading by 1 run, it's Tyler Glasnow.
Well, that bullpen is just been evolving, doing
keep
different
searching
things all year long.
So this is it's almost like a, a tryout to a degree.
Yeah,
Who's going to
find out,
take the bull by the horns?
Exactly, that's what it's all about. Somebody creating opportunities for somebody to say, okay, I'm going to be the guy that pitches the 7th. I'm going to be the guy that pitches the 8th. We already know who's going to pitch the 9th.
Just imagine, best case scenario, think positive about if Glasnow's the guy that could take the bull by the horns.
He's got the arm for it.
And he faces Joey Votto for the big test to start this 7th inning. I mean, this is big news right now. As Clint Hurdle goes to Glasnow looking for someone. This evolving bullpen. And he gets Votto first big test. Passes. 1 out. Get to our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Some members of the bullpen on the shelf, including Richard Rodriguez, went on the DL a week ago, right shoulder inflammation, through a bullpen session a couple of days ago. Some others, including A.J. Schugel, been out for a while, and Andy Romero. Jeanette didn't want to, but did offer at that pitch in the dirt.
Was that just a single reverse spin, or did he do a double spin?
Scooter?
He was spinning faster than that curveball. Do we have spin rates for hitters?
Yeah, we're going to. That's going to happen. Tapper back to the mound. Oh, no. Can't make the play. I mean, as easy as it gets. And he fanned on it. E1.
Right back to his legs. Yeah, it looked like it was hit so slowly that he had time to start backing up on that ball, and that's what got him in trouble. By the time that ball went through his legs, he'd almost backed up to the rubber. And his stride is almost to the grass. But can't do anything about that now. Go after the hitter. That should be an easy second out.
Bounce toward third. Moran plays it off that lip. 1 out and 2 outs. And that is 3 outs for Tyler Glasnow. He puts up a scoreless top of the 7th inning in 9 pitches. And we're going to keep it right here on a beautiful night for baseball in the Berg, or Take Me Out to the Ball Game. One of the great traditions of the game of baseball. The 7th inning stretch and the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
As we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Latecomer, our featured band on a Friday Night Rocks, as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it is Gregory Polanco, Jordy Mercer, and we'll see. Looks like somebody is getting up in the bullpen. I wondered if Clint Hurdle might think about.
Is that Crick?
It is. We talked before about the conversation we had with Neil Huntington on his radio show a couple weeks ago, that they're not necessarily looking for just a 7th inning guy, an 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy, that Clint Hurdle will have a flexible bullpen and that pitchers can go more than just 1 inning. And the way Glasnow pitched, I mean, you throw that air out and it's a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, I mean,
and actually, you think about how he recovered from the air.
Right, no big deal.
He throws a double play ball.
And the air was on a very weak little
Yeah.
roller back to the mound. So I mean, they didn't get nothing off of it. I thought it was very impressive the way he handled Votto. That power cutter of his, being able to jam Votto. I mean, he's kind of unjammable the way he chokes up. Out in his kitchen.
Well, Glasnow is grabbing a bat.
He can hit.
Absolutely. Loves to hit, as does Brault. Well, most of them like to try to hit. Musgrove, of course. Michael Lorenzen striking out Polanco to start the bottom of the 7th. One ball, 2 strikes. Baseball Joe Vogel, he was honored before the game, threw out a ceremonial first pitch. There's a base hit to left for Mercer. With 1 out. Joe Vogel celebrating his 3,000th game tonight. Ceremonial first pitch. Joe Vogel, who has been Pirates fan for decades.
Well, that had to be a great thrill for him to go out there.
3,000 major league games for Baseball Joe, and he let us know a couple of weeks ago that it's his 935th consecutive home game tonight. Joe Vogel, who suffered a severe stroke several years ago. He used to hang out at Three River Stadium at Pressgate A and would greet all the players as they walked in. And Glasnow is lifted in favor of Austin Meadows now.
And a run around, they're going after a insurance run here.
Clint Hurdle talked today about how he's been trying to avoid using Meadows as a pinch hitter because Meadows not used to this role. One ball, 1 strike.
You never know. Some guys can handle it. But most of your younger players who are used to being every day in the lineup type guys, you know, they do take a while if they are going to be bench type players that come off. It takes them a while to acclimate themselves to.
Elias Diaz had the pinch hit single.
The difference.
And called out on strikes. We invite you to spend Father's Day here at PNC Park. 1:35 this Sunday. Kids and dads will get a replica batting practice cap thanks to Kennywood. And don't forget about the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street before the game. After the ball game, kids and dads can run the bases. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays for tickets.
There's a nice hat.
Jay Hay, singled and scored last inning. Joe Musgrove, by the way, will pitch on Sunday against Anthony DeSclafani. Tomorrow afternoon, Ivan Nova against Luis Castillo. And a fly ball to shallow right. Long run for Winker. He gets there. Head to the 8th. Bucks lead by 1.
By the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
3-2. The Pirates lead by 1. Head to the 8th. Here at PNC Park. Check out tonight's attendance presented by Cricket. 23,007 for the first of this 3-game series against the Reds. Enthusiastic bunch hoping to see a Pirates W. And in order to get the win, 6 more outs. And the bullpen. Again, the big surprise was Glasnow in the 7th, and now Crick trying to rebound from a very rough outing on Monday night in Phoenix.
Roland had a very tough time with his control.
Jesse Winker fouls it out of play. He was 0 for 3 against Cool with a couple of fly ball outs and a ground out. Tyler Glasnow scoreless top of the 7th. Stays 0-2 on Winker.
Yeah, no trouble with the control on that pitch. Up at his command of that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2. They wanted it up and in. You see, I saw Cervelli give the sign. He put the glove up there, and Rick following it.
Monday night, he came into that tie game. That was the game, of course, the Pirates had the 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. D-backs tied it. Crick came on in the 8th. Gave up a hit, walked a man through a couple of wild pitches. Got one out before Dovydas Neverauskas relieved him. Crick ended up suffering the loss. Down even. Pop up on the infield. Bell calls for it and makes the catch.
Throwing his bat at that ball.
Nissan Road ahead. Luis Castillo, Ivan Nova tomorrow. Coverage begins at 3:30. First pitch 4:05 here at PNC Park. And then on Sunday afternoon, Joe Musgrove against Anthony DeSclafani on Father's Day. Coverage starts at 1. First pitch at 1:35. There's Big Joe. Good pitch there at the knees for the strike on Duvall. Two.
Duvall still hitting under 200 for the season, but he does have 11 home runs, and he is a threat when he gets in there.
And nice work there from Kyle Crick. The second out here in the 8th.
When Crick first got called up, I mean, he was one of the reasons that the bullpen got a lot better right away. For a while there, the bullpen was extremely consistent and coincided with some changes that they made earlier in the year, and Crick was part of that. And so he really has earned his way up to some later inning work. And it's nice to see him rebound from that.
Yeah.
That outing was, as I said, he was very wild. It wasn't like he walked a whole ton of guys, but he was just wild. The wild pitches he was missing by so far. And tonight, no problems at all putting the ball where he wants to. Looks good out there. Got a crackling slider.
1-2. Crick, who picked up his first big league save against these Reds in Cincinnati in May. There's a look at that breaking pitch. Allegheny Health Network Supermo. And then the fastball thrown wildly past Cervelli. 2-2.
Well, that's the one we saw quite a few of, where he was missing by so much. It's almost like he instead of staying within himself, he tries to do too much and really reaches back. And when he does that, his mechanics of a breakdown, and he just scatters the ball.
Billy Hamilton, part of a 4-man outfield rotation for the Reds. He did not start tonight. Jose Peraza swings and misses. 97. Kyle Crick. A 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning. Roberto Clemente, whose idea it was and how the location was chosen, plus what apps help the players when they're on the road. Those stories and top plays debuting this tomorrow night after Pirates postgame. Oh, 0-1 on Dickerson. He has lined out, struck out, and has been hit by a pitch. Starling Marte on deck, then Colin Moran. Bucks took a 1-0 lead in the second inning. Colin Moran, Francisco Cervelli led off with walks. Josh Bell singled to load them up. And then a hard line drive by Gregory Polanco hit off of Jose Peraza's glove. Would have been a double play on a line drive. Force at turned out to be a force at second and first as he dropped the ball, and he let Moran score. Scott Schebler led off the third inning against Chad Kuhl with a hit he would score on a sacrifice fly by Scooter Gennett. And then the Reds took the lead on an errant throw by Chad Kuhl. Bucks scored the tying and go-ahead runs in the sixth. Sacrifice fly from Starling Marte, another by Colin Moran. So Kuhl went 6, gave up 1 earned. In line to win his 5th. Matt Harvey went 5+, gave up 3. And there is Felipe up in the Pirates' pen. Ripped to right by Dickerson, but caught by Winker.
Greg, on the entire game, it seems like every ball that is hit to the outfield doesn't carry as far as I think it's going to carry.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no win, whatever.
Including that Polanco drive, by the way, in the 5th.
There is. I mean, that's been what the Flags have done all day since this game started, 7 o'clock. But there's been some balls that I thought, wow, that one's really hit, and then they don't really go anywhere. Dickerson hit that. I thought that was, going to have a chance to get up on the fence. Marte's, I thought, no, it wasn't Marte. Polanco's the one. That was going to be in the bushes. It stayed in the ballpark.
2 down. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
He looked like a kid out of one of those baseball movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Sandlot or something, right?
Yeah. Is that the Sandlot? Is that the one where they had the mean dog?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have been playing in Sandlot.
Oh, 0-2 on Moran, who has walked, bounced out, and hit that sacrifice fly. In the top of the 9th, it'll be a pinch hitter. Scott Schebler, Tucker Barnhart due up against Felipe. And if anybody reaches, Votto. And going the other way, Colin Moran. 3 very productive plate appearances, and yeah, the Redheads thrilled about it. Red power.
You get 2 strikes. It's just an open side of the field. Just gets conservative, tries to punch the ball the other direction.
Look at the reaction.
Look at the Reds. The only Reds that are clapping.
Ball one on Cervelli. Force at second. So a one-run lead for Felipe. Friday Night Rocks, entertaining first game of this 10-game homestand. Glad you're with us on AT&T Sportsnet as the Pirates lead by one. 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, the Pirates have been delivering some very strong pitching on the night. 3 outs to get. Going with Vasquez, who was well up above 100 miles an hour. Some 101s and a number of 100s in his last outing. That was it was an outing where it didn't go smooth for him, but you saw that fastball, the power was back, and there was a competitiveness about him out there. It was hot, sweat pouring off of him. I mean, it was especially the way it turned out, but the whole time for me it was kind of like a fun 9th inning to watch.
That was yesterday afternoon, and 36 pitches, by the way.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. We had the off day yesterday. 36 pitches, the high pitch count for the season. Now Alex Blandino pinch hitting for Lorenzen, who did a heck of a job in relief. 3 scoreless, 2 hits for Lorenzen. Blandino, then Schebler and Barnhart. Be out of play. .96 in that last pitch. Twice this season, we have seen 100 plus from Felipe. And now it's 3-1. Breaks his bat. There's Moran on to first, one out. Game 2 of this 3-game series tomorrow afternoon. Luis Castillo starts against Ivan Nova for the Pirates. Coverage starts at 3:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. One big out. 2 more to get. It'll be his second consecutive save in as many games for Felipe. And it would be 3 straight. And save opportunities for him.
Free and easy 98 on that one.
Again, 0-2. Looking for save number 13. Lefty's hitting just 176 against him. Does not get a call there from Mike Winters. Meanwhile, Schebler is hitting .352 against left-handed pitching. But not tonight against Vasquez. 2 away. It's the 4th time Schebler's gone down swinging.
And they've all been on that slider. I mean, I haven't seen him swing and miss a fastball, but that slider has been tough for him.
1 out away from a save, a win for Cool, and 2 straight wins for this Pirates team. Trying to get back on track.
We're back playing some Central Division games here in this homestand. And time to get on a winning streak.
Last time the Pirates won consecutive games, May 16th and 17th. Barnhart into center, and we'll have the meeting between Vasquez and Votto. That base hit. Billy Hamilton going to pinch run. Watch the reaction. Weekly hit, but a hit nonetheless.
But Hamilton, with his speed, could turn that into a double.
98.
Hamilton going back toward first as Vasquez was going home.
Votto 0 for 5 in past matchups against Felipe. Oh, and 2. By the way, all 5 of those at-bats were strikeouts against Felipe for Votto. Hamilton takes off. It's called a ball, and it's a stolen base for Billy Hamilton.
Well, that was very close to being strike 3. Hamilton really looking over his shoulder the whole time during that break. Still got down there fairly easily. And that ball was just right on the corner.
Now a base hit, of course, will tie it. Still 1-2. What a matchup here with Hamilton at second base and Votto at the plate against Felipe Vasquez.
You would think if he gets the ball to the outfield, it would be the left.
1-2. To left. And foul.
Foot and a half. Two feet.
Great to have Rick Rhodes back with that camera. A great shot. Right down the line.
Good to be back home, huh?
Yeah. Votto is hitting just 198 against lefty pitching this season. Slaps it again toward left and out of play. With Votto just kind of slapping at that ball. You see, he got Dickerson fairly deep in left. Yes, he did. Raise the Jolly Roger. Felipe earns the save for Chad. The Bucks beat the Reds to start the 10-game homestand with a big W.
Boy, they brought some pitching tonight, didn't they? Starting, with cool through those first 6 innings, and then the bullpen came in and did a fantastic job. Beautiful win. Good way to get things started. I knew we were going to do that for somebody's birthday.
Number 10. Yep.
Number 10. Yep.
Chad Kuhl gets his 5th win. The Pirates have won 2 in a row for the first time since middle of May, and hoping to get on a roll. Some home cooking as Vasquez strikes out Votto. What a finish. Back out to Rob and Michael.
Greg and Bob, thanks very much. And the Pirates are hoping to get on a roll. Look, we heard Jordy Mercer talking about it after the victory in Arizona on Wednesday to salvage one out of that series. They scratched and clawed for that one. Maybe they'd have to scratch and claw for another one, and then maybe they could relax and get on a little bit of a roll. Had to scratch and claw again tonight, but got that second straight.
No question, and they overcame a lot of adversity. 2 errors, a couple walks, some big at-bats by the Reds, but they were able to get out of it, get this one tonight, win 2 in a row for the first time in a while. Very, very big for the Buccos to do that first day back home in front of a great crowd.
I know you love Colin Moran's bats all season long and all night long as well. Dan Potash standing by with the Bucks' third baseman.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Well, the Buccos came home after a difficult road trip, but after a day off, I talked to some of your teammates, Colin. They said they were looking forward to kind of resetting the mechanism, if you will, cleaning the slate and getting off to a good start. How does it feel to have consecutive wins for the first time in a little while as you start this long homestand?
It's good. It's a long season. You know, there's going to be times where stuff like that happens, so it's more important that we bounce back like we did.
Your sac fly gives the Pirates the lead tonight. You've reached base now, I think, in 14 straight games. You've been pretty consistent since becoming a Pirate. How do you continue to feel comfortable and find that groove at the plate?
Just the work we've been putting in with Brano and trying to be consistent up there and put a quality at bat every time. You can't control when you get hits, but you can try to control what pitches you swing at, so just trying to stay consistent.
Glasnow, Crick, and Vasquez take over for Cool. Huge vote of confidence for the bullpen tonight?
Yeah, they're nasty out there, so you know, a good game for them, and we'll keep it going.
I got to ask you about your alma mater. Tomorrow, North Carolina opens up the College World Series against Oregon State. Can you watch a little bit before you guys take the field at 4?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be watching, and hopefully we can get off to a good start out there.
Well done tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The Redbeard and the Buccos victorious tonight. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Dan, thanks very much. Nice victory for the Pirates. 3-2 is the final. And look, the offense has the scratch and claws we mentioned to get some runs, but on the mound, Chad Kuhl continues a very solid run for him. I think you have to look at that 4th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. He commits an error that allows a run in, and he just shuts it down. Shevler, Barnhart, he whiffs them, and he gets Votto to ground out.
Yeah, he overcame his own mistake, and that strikeout ability that we've been talking about all season with him, Tyon, Musgrove, you got to step up at those opportunities and take advantage of these guys. He did that. He did a great job. He stepped up on his own mistake. He was very mad, but at the end of the day, that was the turning point, and that was a huge, huge break for the Buccos for him to step up and nothing big happened. Because here, as of late, it's been thing after thing has happened in a bad way after an error like that. He stepped up, shut it down. It was awesome.
Pirates win by the final score of 3-2. They get some good work out of their bullpen. And coming up on Pirates postgame presented by the Allegheny Health Network, could more help be on the way for the Pirates bullpen? We'll talk about that. Also, the Pirates introduced their #1 draft pick, Travis Swaggerty. You're going to hear from manager Clint Hurdle. We're going to be breaking down Chad Kuhl. His run of pitching might be a little better than you'd suspect. We'll talk about that and more coming up next on Pirates postgame.